Meet Nicholas, a devoted American entrepreneur and first-time father at 52. So having a child at 52, that must have been quite the shift in your life. Can you describe how that felt, how that changed your life going forward?
Yeah, I mean, I have some pictures I'll show you, but I was just instantly happy about it. I was with my friend Neil Duffy in Paris, and he just took a picture of us drinking wine. He was all smiley and happy.
Well, it was quite a surprise because we were waiting for something to happen with Nick, and he wasn't in a committed relationship that we knew of.
Right.
So when he learned at 52 that he was going to become a father, he was very excited, and we were wondering about how this was going to play out, since they didn't know each other very well from the start.
Yeah.
My brother is the first one that heard about Leon. My brother, before Leon was born,
Right.
My brother contacted me and said, Nick has news. And so we were so excited. We were so excited for Nick. And the amazing thing about Nick is he went straight to Russia to be with Anya in St. Petersburg during her pregnancy. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Nicholas, tell me, how did you meet Anna? What was that story like?
Well, I was traveling in St. Petersburg, Russia in 2019. I was in Europe. I'd gone to see the Mariinsky Theater, and I'm a fan of Valery Gergiev. And I just met this extraordinarily tall, attractive woman. I met her and I liked her. She was a professional athlete, a basketball player. I feel like with athletes, what happens on the court is honest. I like that about her. So just a charismatic person.
Becoming a father to Leon brought Nicholas immense joy and purpose. Each moment was a cherished gift. What keeps you going on the hard days, on the gloomy days?
I mean, I just think of seeing Leon again. I've never thought about not seeing Leon again. I'll do what I can to get him home to his father.
He made the right decision.
He
It was
did.
right for Leon to be with his mother.
100%.
So he made the right decision. He
Yeah.
did it in the best interest of
Right.
Leon, by the way, because she was a great mom.
Right.
She was a great mom.
But life has a way of testing even the strongest bonds. One day, Leon's mother Anna unexpectedly returned to Russia with their son, leaving Nicholas thousands of miles away with questions lingering in the silence. And shortly after, tragedy struck. Anna's sudden passing left Leon in the care of relatives in Russia. Nicholas, guided by love that only a father can know, sought to reconnect with his son. He reached out, eager to bring Leon home and offer him the stability and love that he deserves.
And Anya was trying to make a connection, keep a connection with our family. On our special occasions, she would draw a sign, happy birthday, Grandma, and have Leon hold the sign on the video so that there would be that connection. She really wanted him to have that connection with Nick's family.
I was born in Chicago. I attended Yale University and later pursued a graduate studies at UCLA. My only true love, other than my children and dogs, has always been classical music. I've had a stronger sense of adventure than most. While I was living on the East Coast, I learned how to fly, and once I took my friends to Bar Harbor, Maine in a small plane. I've climbed several mountains, and I began practicing karate when I was in Japan. I've always aspired to be an entrepreneur, and I've run a few companies. 3 times in my life, I felt like I was walking on air. The first was when I secured a big loan from John Buck, a man I deeply respected in Chicago. Another time after experiencing a particularly successful month. And then one time my father, may rest in peace, told me he was proud of my work. Still, I admire how well some of my friends from college have done. I think they're superstars. The happiest day of my life happened a few years ago, shortly before my father passed away. I had reluctantly flown in from Asia to attend my nephew's bar mitzvah. I stayed in a cramped, overpriced hotel somewhere in Los Angeles. Early that morning, my parents came into my room and woke me up and jumped on my bed. That moment brought back everything I cherished about feeling safe and loved in a family. I had experienced that sense of security as a child, but afterward, I was largely alone in the world. 2 years later, Leon was born. I was a 52-year-old man in a hospital room in Sliema, Malta, a place I hadn't even heard of 6 months earlier. I had no children and never expected to have any. Suddenly, there was this beautiful little green blob of life, just him and me in that room. He gripped my pinkies with his tiny hands, and we were together. Every day since then, I woke up thinking about him. The years since we've been separated has been really tough on me, and I have to imagine even worse on Leon. But I know he's waiting for me, and when we finally are reunited, our lives will continue with a little reminder of just how lucky we are to have had each other in the first place.
If someone looked at you and said, like, why not give up and just start over, what would you share? What would you say to them?
Well, I mean, I think any father would not do that. Although, I mean, the child authority and Andre have great barriers that would have crushed most people. I did have to have money. I did have to be, willing to do this. I did have to go against a lot of advice to travel to Russia and try to sort this out.
Yeah.
But, I mean, for the one thing I owe him is to get my son back.
Yeah, it's like that idea of no man left behind at that.
Yeah.
I really like
Well,
that.
Leon's definitely not going to get left behind if I can help it.
I always support him from beginning, and then for Thanksgiving last year, before Anna died, I actually pushed him to go to Bangkok, but there was no time, in the flight and everything, because during the holiday season, Christmas, and then suddenly we heard Anna die, so I kind of pushed him to go to Russia.
So Nick, imagine that you could sit across the table from Anna's family right now. What would you say to them?
I hope they get this. There's no way you can see Leon and not see a beautiful, hopeful child with a horrible, scarring year on, in his mind, but also a beautiful and amazing future ahead of him. Let him live with his father. I love him. I don't know why you've done this. I can't imagine it, but whatever emptiness you're feeling in your life, do it another way. Bring Leon home to his father. You can end this. You're just harming a 4-year-old who has his whole life in front of him.
I think they don't have to worry if they give Leon to us, because we're gonna taking care of him. Like, we have wonderful school in here. For example, Max going to Umalas Kids Club. It's a wonderful school. English. They also have Russian school, which it's not problem, I think, because he's gonna learn somehow English and Russian. And then the food is good here. And then the beach, I know kids love beaches, yeah. And then we have many toys. He has brother here who he can play with, and then father who care for him and love him and waiting him every day.
But if they really care about Leon, they've got to let Leon return to his dad,
Yeah.
Nick is, is an adult man. He has work. He can support a family. His focus was on being a provider and being a loving father.
So he's a natural friend and a supportive and loving father right now.
Yeah.
Very, very supportive and loving.
Every day I think, what can I do to bring Leon home? Inaction drives me crazy. I wake up very upset about this. I mean, the biggest challenge in my life is not letting it destroy everything else. I have a beautiful partner and a beautiful child, and I live in a beautiful place, and I have interesting work.
I know he'll keep fighting.
Yeah.
And he'll keep trying to be with his son. I mean, for Leon, they were so close. They were so bonded, the same way you see with Max. They were so incredibly bonded.
I'm never going to stop fighting to see him and help him and get him out of this horrible situation. If I'm working, it's for Max, my other kid, and Leon, and for both of them.
When you think about Nick as a father to Max, or just a father in general, what do you see in him that you think makes him a good father?
I think he's care. Like, we do chores every day. Like, in the morning, he's taking care of Max, like changing diapers, bedding, and then go breakfast. And then in the evening, it's my turn to put him to bed to sleep and then reading him. We do chore. We work as a teamwork together. So we have our own time. We go to dinner. We watch TV together. Kind of stuff. We go to the beach.
Yeah.
In the morning, if we want surf, I go with him. I accompany him surfing, and then Max can play in the beach too. Stuff like that. Family.
На маленьком плоту сквозь бури, дождь и грозы взять только сны и грезы и детскую мечту. Я тихо
Do you ever think about what life would look like for you if Leon was back in the picture? Like if Leon was here living with Nick?
I think it's gonna be wonderful. Two brothers. It's
Yeah.
gonna be like two boys running around in the
Yeah.
house and then running around on the beach like catching each other.
If you could sit across from Leon right now and you could, you would want him to know one thing, what would that be? Like what would you say to him and what would you want him to know with absolute certainty?
The first thing is you have a father who loved you. You were never abandoned. Never let that go through your head. But the other thing is, I would say the one thing I appreciate is surround yourself with good people for your whole life. Because I think the way I did, because I went to Sunday school and synagogue, and because I was surrounded by good people who knew right from wrong, and somehow reach out to them. You can be good, do your job, be nice to others, respect others, help others who are in need. Like there's a beautiful world out there that will open up to you if you're a good person and you surround yourself with good people, and then that's what I'd hope for you.
I would want Leon to know that he's loved by his father. He was loved by his mother. He can grow and feel secure in his life. I would want him to know that his father loves him dearly and that his father has support in that from his family and his friends. A conviction on all of our parts that he would be best off with his natural father.
I just want him to know that he has a wonderful father. He always welcome here. I'm always welcome to because I love kids. I wonder them. They're adorable. So he always welcome.
If you had to pick a memory, what would your favorite memory with Leon or his mother be?
One of them I was going to share here with just jumping on the bed, but anytime I saw Leon, he was like, Papa, he was so happy to see me. Or when I wasn't at home, I was at work, he'd say, Papa, come home. Papa, come here. Papa, Mama, Leon. He'd always say that.
It was kind of heartbreaking that they couldn't be together all the time.
Зачем ты хочешь к папе?
Ну зачем завтра?
Ну, завтра ты хочешь зачем к папе?
Ну мне нравится так.
Что тебе нравится? Зачем ты плакал почему? Ты хочешь к папе или что?
Да нет.
А что ты хочешь?
Я покажу тебе, который...
Ты мне объясни, почему ты плакал? Ты хочешь к папе?
Ну нет.
А что ты хочешь? А что ты хочешь?
Ну остаться здесь
С кем?
дядя.
С дядей? А завтра ты к папе хочешь ехать зачем?
Завтра не поеду.
Не поедешь к папе завтра? А когда поедешь к папе?
Когда вырасту.
Когда вырастешь?